even if you don't, and I'm just translating, God will what? Send help. Touch your neighbor, say neighbor. Hey, chatting people, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Reverend Nicholas Robdon Roberts. Yeah, man. And this morning I'm just giving God thanks and praise because He is really a good God and He deserves the praise. This morning I'm on my morning walk, and as you would realize that the sky is wonderful. It's beautiful up here in England. Beautiful sky, and it's cool and nice. Alright, it's one of those better times when it comes on to weather in the UK. Well, this morning I just wanted to share a nice little reflection and just shout out to my positive vibration community who were very helpful yesterday and instrumental in helping me to change perspective. How ironic it is that even as leaders, we sometimes need to have, another outlook. We need our perspectives to shift. We don't always have to have the answer and the know-how. And that's how I felt yesterday. So, just to give you a little background to where I'm coming from. So ever since I left Jamaica, I went to the US for a little while, and then I had a temporary job that up in Washington DC, where I worked as an education director on a specific program. Now, on that program, because you come from Jamaica and you wanted to land a mark, I was even working absolutely hard. I was sharing initiatives. We're just having a great program. And then some other admin director, I was education director, so some admin director basically took offense to the body of work that I was putting in, and he thought that I was doing more than him, and so that led to a breakdown in the relationship. And the outcome of that is when we start to have this resolved at the particular time, it was almost like I felt like they took the side of the other individual. They couldn't point out we have done anything wrong at the particular time, but in a sense they took the side of the individual, because through that I have accepted that people are always going to choose their own. So since then I've kind of been not so optimistic. So I've been more laid back. So for example, I've worked at my current institution, and I have not, there have been lots of opportunities for moving up and going into other ranks. But in my mind, you know what? I'm just not going to do this, because as soon as you start looking like you're shining, someone's going to, people are people anywhere. So in my mind, I start doing this, and this is going to start happening. And surely I have been working, and something like this closely happened recently, where anytime I make a contribution, significant contribution, of course people are always excited about the great work that I've done. I've gone into a department that, our scores were somewhere around 50%, on each exam. And now we have moved our score up to 90, 95. That's a kind of common trend that we're seeing within performance. I went to the school at a point when it was rated by Ofsted and it was inadequate. With the work put in, and definitely the excellent work of administration and the excellent support, that have moved on and we're now good. I guess what I'm saying is that I personally would just say, you know, if offers come for me to apply or for me to make contributions in areas, I am doing it cautiously. I am, you know, very careful. So what I realize is that this is sometimes the thing that we struggle with in life. The what ifs. You know, they have not yet happened. But you are there thinking, you know what? If I start to doing these things, someone is not going to like it. Someone is going to treat it poorly. Someone is probably not going to support the vision. Maybe the people won't support you as leaders. So it's a what ifs. But I'm coming back to say that yesterday I was sharing this with my community. You know, I was just confessing and just sharing my own struggle. And they helped me to realize that this was the what ifs. But what if I replace those what ifs with even ifs? And guys, I'm feeling so empowered. My perspective have shifted. I have some wonderful people. Shout out to Lady Paula at the Keen, you know, Lady Nelly, you know. Thanks for listening to me and allowing me to share how I felt, and you know, and helping me to shift the perspective. Because even sometimes, you know, we have some weaknesses that we don't regularly highlight. But this one was highlighted. I left that program saying, you know what, I'm going to be all I can be. Shout out to Auntie Jean, who called me after and give me a nice drilling and said, listen, you're going to take up space. You're going to create impact. So I'm saying, I'm sharing this video because I want to challenge someone who might be struggling with the what ifs as well of life. What if I apply and they don't give me the job? What if I don't do so well? What if I get married and it does not work out? What if I go to university and I fail? None of these things happen. And as Lady P helped me to understand that from a spiritual sense, that's the devil right there. It hasn't happened. But he has used fear of the possible outcome to cripple an individual, cripple you from becoming all that you can be, you know, from fulfilling purpose. And so, friends, the message I'm driving home this morning is that when the devil comes with the what ifs, we need to respond with the Holy Spirit's instruction, even if. So God is going to preserve me even if. Yeah? So even if they don't want to support me, God will make a way. And I think a wonderful story for this came with Mordecai. When Queen Esther was a bit hesitant to do what Mordecai would have wanted him to do. And you know, the temptation was to you know, yeah, temptation was that, you know, she didn't want to do something that would affect her position and affect her relationship with the king at the time. And Mordecai's response was poignant. You know, he says, even if you don't, and I'm just translating, God will what? Send help. God will raise up help somewhere else. And I just want to leave that with you today. Those of us who are struggling with what ifs, yeah man, even if God, you know, even if they do the things you are presuming and thinking about, God will make a way. So I just want to say today to you to look at those struggles that you have. Recognize what the struggle is. Once you see what the struggle is, I want you to respond with even if. God bless you today. Take good care of yourself until we meet again. Blessings. Peace out.